so great how like X is just right on it, getting live out there, and YouTube, we're just sitting and waiting.
Yeah, that's how it
There we
works.
go. It took a minute, but not too bad. Awesome. It's so great how like X is just
Okay.
look at that. Buck's the first one in there.
Buck!
Hi guys. Okay. Don't mind us doing the usual.
Yeah, what?
I'm just telling them, don't mind us. We're just doing the usual, getting things ready.
Yeah. A little bit.
I was able to set up another screen so I have an extra screen to look at. Don't mind me. I'm looking everywhere.
Okay. I wonder where else it's snowing. Probably across the United States. You know, who knows?
Could be. Who's got snow? Let us know. Hi guys. Oh, someone's joining us from the Sea of Cortez. Yeah, that's a ways away.
That volcano
Blue skies in Northern California. I'm sorry?
I wondered about that volcano that went off. Was it Ethiopia that it went off? It's been like 12,000 years or something.
Oh, I'm not sure. I missed that.
I don't know. I haven't got to verify it on if that's true or not, but yeah. I don't know.
4 inches of snow, southern Alberta. Yeah, Canada. Getting snow tomorrow. Snow in Wisconsin tomorrow. Okay. We just have rain here in southern New England.
Exactly.
But it's cold rain. My dogs don't want to be out in it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I bet. So I'll wait till we want to start and go over some of the things that's, what's funny is everybody's like, again, was it tomorrow's another date that everybody's put out there? Is it another date? And I'm just like, I'm not going by dates. There's a checklist of things that need to be done. And that's why we're talking about the list that I have of stuff that I think is done versus the stuff that I'm not sure about yet. South Carolina is raining, huh? Yeah, the RV is what we need. But I'm seeing a lot of judges being arrested too. Plus, the whole damn state of Minnesota needs to go to jail.
Right.
So I'm saying you're going to jail. I think they're starting to understand that now. So they are pleading and praying that they don't get their money taken away, but they're going to.
I don't know how they think they can hold on to it.
I don't know. They've gotten away with it, so they think they can still con the state. I mean, that's the way they think. They think that's the way it goes. Yeah. So, yeah. Very interesting.
Right.
So here we go. So you guys can start asking questions. We can get into some of those general questions, and then we'll go into other stuff.
Right. For the new folks, just general questions, no personal questions. Not unless you win a reading from Jenny. No snow in northern Illinois. Julie says it's because the dirty judges keep overturning everything.
Well, they're dirty. I think that's part of the whole process to show how dirty they are and what they're paid by. And they think that, that little title that they have gets them out of going to jail. And it's like, no, what's going to get you in trouble? I tell you, want to talk about one of the dirtiest states is Georgia. I'm going to vent about this right now. We're going to go into a vent stage right now. Georgia is such a dirty state. All the judges down there, and I mean, I have 2 or 3 cases when it comes to mothers trying to get their children back, and they're giving away the fathers that are pedophiles, and they have records in that they're pedophiles, but the judges keep protecting the child protective services, all of them. They're just protecting the judge, the attorneys, all of it together. And you're seeing some people that are new that comes in, supposed to protect the children, and then all of a sudden you see that they're getting bought and sold, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, you're going to keep the child with the father. It is insane. That is saturated with pedophiles. This is the court system there. That's all they're doing is protecting them. I mean, every bloody one of those judges and those attorneys need to go to jail. It's so bad down there. I mean, I've been dealing with a case for a while on this, and it's just the little girl has described to the court about what her dad has done, and they're just covering it up and just ignoring it. And it's just awful. I mean, I'm just like, I'm so sick of this. They just need to hang them high. And they don't care about the kids suffering. But they, if the white hats are listening, you need to look at the whole state of Georgia, because it's infested with criminal activity and pedophilia. The court system. I think it's going to be one of those nights again, right? I'm going to start venting.
It might be, and that's okay. They don't mind that you vent.
Yeah. So, I mean, the other case I'm working on, Chance Engberg's case, they did verify that those remains on that hill are Chance's.
Oh, wow.
So, the family can have a sort of peace, but let me tell you, let's talk about that shit show that's going to happen. Okay? Since we're on a roll right here. Now, since it's been verified, I'm going to tell you, and here we go again, they're going to botch that investigation up, because that's another county. Scottsbluff is saturated in drug activity, trafficking activity, and the Barney cop that's in charge of that investigation, you can find him on TikTok. Sitting on
I've seen his stuff.
Not doing a damn thing. He don't care. But you know what? You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Because you botched that investigation up. You told the family just to get over it. One bloody, dirty cop. So that whole people need to watch that case when it gets prosecuted. They need to take it out of the county and put it in a different county on that whole case with that situation, because it's not going to be tried right because of the criminal activity. They're all attached. The Masons are attached in that whole county. And there's 5. I drew a drawing of 5 people on that case that's involved in that whole situation. It's saturated in corruption. And so everybody needs to keep an eye on that case, because they need to do right by the family. But I will tell you one thing, and I told his mom this. I said, Chance's case is literally going to be the one that's going to open Pandora's box in that county. And everybody needs to be watching it and seeing what's going on with that case, because they covered up. That's all they did.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is just, and the people that are involved, they cover up for the people that are involved in the situation. I mean, they just thought that mother was just going to forget about it, was just going to go away like the rest of them. And then, it would just be pushed down into the cold case files of everything. And that is not, it really depends on the determination of the mother and the family. And I can see it in them when they are determined that they're going to get this solved and something's going to happen. I mean, that's the whole thing about this is that lead investigator needs to be accountable for what he's done and what he did not do at all.
Right.
Elmer fucking Fudd.
Yeah, he won't be smiling and laughing so much when he's behind the
venting.
So
Venting. So yeah. And then after that, you know what I think? That family needs to prosecute the damn county. You need to sue their ass.
Mm-hmm.
They botched it up. Go after the county.
Mm-hmm. They all need to be replaced. A whole lot of them.
Right. They need to take his damn TikTok down.
Right.
Yeah, I hate that guy. So anyway, let's take some questions now.
We'll take a few questions. Okay. Okay, hopefully these won't set anything off, but you never know. It's all good.
Right.
Okay. Couple questions on Canada. In Canada, with the native land claims, will people lose their homes? If no, can they sell, rent, and will the house dramatically depreciate in value?
Well, I already think that Canada is a part of the United States already. So once you look at the laws they have here, they're going to adapt it to there, but we're changing things here. And I actually think, and makes everybody nervous today, the housing market's going to go down. Because let me tell you, you don't know why? Another reason why is because all this free rent, the United States was given up for all these people, and they, on the backs of us, is over. That free ride is done and over. Especially Minnesota, it's saturated in criminal activity when it comes to handing out money and then shipping the money overseas, and I'm like, the state, dirty, dirty, dirty. They need to gut the whole thing. So I want you to think about it. All this stuff that's happening that they are getting rid of all the immigrants, in this illegal process. And that opens up housing. You know what? And all these people that are building apartments and everything else, there ain't going to be anybody to occupy them because they were getting government money to occupy them. Now it's not going to happen. You know what that's going to do? And it's everywhere. And they keep, no one understood why they kept building apartments one after the other. And that was the whole thing. They were getting assistance and money. They're not going to get that no more. It's cut off at the knees and they're not getting it back. So now it's going to affect the housing. So I believe the price of housing is going to go down. So there's some cheap apartments coming up, or it's going to drive the rental price way down on rentals because they have to recoup the money somehow. And the government's not going to write them a check anymore to cover their asses anymore on anything. So, but you know what? It's time to pay the piper. You took the hand that fed you, and now we're done. So, what was the question again?
Okay, in Canada, with the native land claims, will people lose their homes?
Okay.
That was it.
I'm tired.
And if no, can they sell and rent? or will the houses
I think
depreciate the
the
value?
rent's going to go down, housing's going to go down. A lot of things are going to change. Canada's out of, rent's out crazy there too. So again, that's another country that you got to push the immigrants out and go back to your country because that's the only way you're going to get the money.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we're all tired of it.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Tired's an understatement, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you picking up on anything else that might be coming for Canada?
Well, I think that it's the 51 state. I already believe
Mm-hmm.
that. I believe that's already been stated. I already believe when you see military trucks in that territory and in the United States, military trucks, it can't do that. I'm just telling you that we're already there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have any idea what's going to be happening to all of those buildings that were built? Those apartments,
Where?
all that stuff.
Oh, they're going to have to tear
Yeah.
some of
What do
them
you think they're
down
going to do
because
there?
they're going to have to tear some of them down because they're not going to get the funding. They're not going to get the money. I mean, you're looking at Minnesota right now. I'm sure Texas is saturated with the situation too, and New
Mm-hmm.
York. I mean, they're just going to start tumbling every state and looking. Colorado's another one on that list, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure Oregon, the whole state of Oregon, on that one too. I mean, God, money that's going to come out of just saving all that, pulling the money, and they came here on the fact of a free ride, and
Yep.
the ride's over completely.
Right. Thank goodness. Okay. Thank you. Someone's asking, why can't they just go to all the truck stops to capture the illegals? Why can't ICE go there? I'm sure they have been there.
Well, I'm sure, but not all of them can drive right now. I'm just saying,
True. True.
not all of them are able to drive right now
Mm-hmm.
anymore. So I mean, so I mean, it's going to affect every state. I mean, Colorado's another state. I mean, it's just all the corruption. They're just going to have to. This is the thing. I mean, in a state level and a federal, why would anybody pay any tax right now? Because it's fed
Right.
and pays for the corruption federally and the statewide. Minnesota just proved that. So, I mean, right now I wouldn't be paying anything. Not a dime.
If you're paying attention to what's going on, yeah. Why would you? But you still have so many people with their heads in the sand. They don't
Right.
want to see it.
No, they don't.
You know.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Let's see. Standing barefoot on the earth, is that also considered to be like a med bed?
And I actually think because it depends on the ley line where you're at. It depends on where these portals are and the gateways are. And that's why, Arizona is a hot spot for that, you know, because of those, the frequencies and the energy. But now they're getting really active in the ground. And this is the thing, and you guys can quote me and you come back on this one, but the ley lines, the serpent mounds, and the pyramids are all connected together. It's all one big system. When it's activated, everything's activated. So once that's, which I think you're seeing a shift happening. I think it's realigning. Everybody thinks these are new earthquakes, and I think it's like I told you, it's like a Rubik's cube. It's realigning.
Mm-hmm.
These earthquakes, everything's realigning. And then when it's done, then there's an activation mode that's going to happen. And this is the thing, you're already feeling all this energy that's hitting us, that our earth is shifting and these frequencies that are coming in, they're affecting your body and everything else. I got thing we can go through with all that later. But I mean, every day you're discovering more history that is hidden, and it's surfacing left and right on the whole situation.
Mhm.
And so, and this is what this is about today. This is where we're going, guys. It's our inner voice that is connected to the only one creator. We are formed in that, and we are going back to that. You just got to push the middleman out of the situation, the dogmen of religion, all of it. Let's go way back to where we were seated here, we were formed. And this is where the focus is tonight when I go through these downloads, because that attention needs to be shifting away from that. This whole situation, the biggest corrupted religious dogman leader is Joel Osteen. You know what? Joel Osteen can fuck off.
Mhm.
You are the biggest hypocrite. And that, Candace did what she needed to do because she needed to be called out a long time ago. All these preachers and all these societies, they don't need no jets. They don't need any of this. Let me tell you, that's
Mhm.
the opposite what Jesus taught on anything.
Right.
That's why when I tell everybody, flip the table, because they have turned into what they preach not to be. Look at them,
That's true.
dressed in gold and dressed to the kills and driving the right
Mhm.
car. And they don't care that those people who gave 10 cents, $1, they're barely making it, but they feel in their hearts they have to give their money away. They have no
Mhm.
conscience and do not care. It's a setup. These big churches, you had these small community churches that kept in the towns, and they really cared about each other, and they would reach out and help each other. But when you got into the churches were making money and made it a business,
Mhm.
and he will
They did.
be in hell for everything that he's done, because there ain't no fruits for that boy no more. He's going down,
Right.
you know. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's on that island list. I haven't looked.
Oh yeah, probably. If anyone knows, let us know.
Yeah, check that list.
Mm.
So this is where we get focused back to our one self, back to what's the vessel within us. And that's where you need to ask yourself all these questions and turn the cheek and start to listen to your inner self. Because your body tells you the truth. And sometimes we listen, sometimes we don't, but we know the truth by our instinct. And God developed that in us. And all the books, Thomas and all this were taken out because they didn't want you to know about all this stuff.
Yeah.
God, there was another book I was reading. It's the same as Thomas, and I had a lot of knowledge in it. And then the book of Enoch, had a lot
Mhm.
of knowledge in the situation too. Those are the books you need to be reading. So ever since I was young, and I stepped into a church, and it was by the energy that did not feel right. And I remember being a young girl, so young, and when they sit there and they tell you to sit in the pews and all that stuff, it's like that doesn't work with me, because then I see stuff, and then
Mhm.
I say stuff, and then you see through it, and that's what I saw. So eventually, it wasn't good for me to go to church. Um, but the thing was, these smaller community towns, they are trying. They are trying to help people. That's what I feel bad for, because they're going to get the backlash on this situation as these
Yeah.
bigger, I would say, gang churches, because they gang up on the people and they force them to donate the percentage of their money to the church. The Mormons do that.
Right.
I mean, it
Right.
is. where in the Bible with Jesus did he browbeat the people for their money? You know what is
Mm-hmm.
amazing? What I saw in the churches that they were using their freaking ATM, was it ATM
Really?
cards that they have, and they just like, here, just run your card, just run your card. I mean, that's such
Oh my
greed.
gosh.
There's not even any couth about it anymore. They just, it's greed,
Yeah,
saturated greed.
that's
They're
crazy.
all involved in it. They need to start over, let the smaller community churches develop the way on
Mm-hmm.
humanity and humbleness. It's just this, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They need to flip the
It's
tables.
inspiring saying that Mormons 10%.
It's
Guess that's what
ridiculous.
they asked for. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts. I'll tell you a story about that one.
Okay. Well,
So
someone's
one
also asking,
time
what do you
ago,
think of the Mormon church? So go ahead, let it rip.
so I was the person when you would have Jehovah Witness and Mormons, and they seem to be the only ones that want to come to your door. And so I had the Mormon boys. They were recently here, but it was this was in San Diego, I think. And they would come to the door and all that stuff, and of course me, because the way my mind works, this is like, this is a good time to debate. This is a good.
Mm-hmm.
This is meant to be, so it's time to debate. So so it was in, because they're innocent and they're going by what their I don't know what they call the pastor in Mormon, but head of the church anyway. So I showed them things. I showed them where they're living. I showed them with the environment. I showed them everything, and then it really freaked out, because they push them out in vans, and then they're supposed to go to these
Yeah.
areas and all that stuff. And then, what was interesting is I got them to come back several times before their father or whatever it is told them, you can't go there. She's evil. I'm like, well, that's not what it looks like on their face. You can't debate what she said. You can't prove it that she did not see this. And that's the thing about it. She says you got to decide when you want to pick your battles.
Mm-hmm.
So every time that they would come to the door, I'd pick my battle. So it's interesting how you're supposed to step up to that. Anyway, so that's the story on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting to watch.
It was interesting because it made them think real hard about what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Okay, we could take some more questions.
Alrighty. A couple more questions. Here we go. Got a couple medbed questions. We could hold that off till medbed time because you will be discussing those, yes?
We can go into it, and then I can kind
We're
of
into
talk
that now?
about it. So,
Okay, let's do that. Okay. Does our vibration have to be high vibration to get into a medbed? And if so, what happens to the good people that can't raise their vibration?
okay, and I don't believe that. And this is the thing: it's a bottom line between positive and negative. If you are a negative
Mm-hmm.
energy, and especially have no soul, or like something like a reptilian, where there's nothing, or an NPC that has no soul, no, you can't, because you don't have that vibration within you. So it's very easy. You either are serving the light upon this earth, or you're serving the dark. And so that is energy and frequency that goes through you, and plasma that goes through you. And it can't work off something that's nearly dead.
Yeah, right.
It's the light within you. And hertz, vibrations, frequencies, all that stuff has to do. That's why it affects us. The ones that we know about this, because you could feel it. You could feel it. But you'll notice, using any type of device with a negative person, they're just stone cold.
Mm-hmm.
Putting them in a situation like that, they're not open. They're closed down. They're, so their cells are not registering to be open for healing.
Mm-hmm.
Their body is not that way. That's what I'm saying. You have to be open to it. So it's not, well, this person's better than this. It is about negative and positive, just like the money.
Mm-hmm.
If you are the evil, if you done evil things, you're not getting money either. You're not getting healed and you're not getting money. So it's right across the board on things. So I am talk to people because usually when they approach me, they test me first and all that stuff. So I had knowledge and I know how the military works on things. And the thing was, I knew that there was going to be two places that they're going to start. And I'm going to tell you Colorado Springs and San Diego, specifically Balboa Hospital. It's a military facility for hospitals. And then Colorado Springs, the Air Force Base there. So I'm going to tell you that's where it's going to start because it has to be secured. Tight security on those devices and they have to be guarded. There is no civilian that has the training or the knowledge to run these devices. And they have to have a clear background check, and have some criteria of information. So we know that there's a person out there that is just milking that situation. I told you though, all you're going to see is all of a sudden they're going to disappear and they won't be around anymore. And that's because their narrative, their false narrative is going to die off.
Mm-hmm.
And their pity bank is over. So it is only the military. And this is not going to cost you anything. And there is no Gmail they're going to use. It would be an org. And they will
Or a
contact
gov.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. It's pathetic. And it's just like, she's got some explaining to do to God on that, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time. So, yeah. So once the military, again, and I believe it's the military that's going to come out and explain that and tell you this is how we're running it, this is what we're going to do. And those people are going to take their green bag and jump into the hole again and hide.
Mm-hmm.
Once that's out there, everybody will know the truth. So, what is they got one there? But I failed the background check because the Luciferian system screwed me over. Probably not. They know everything. Yeah. So anyway, so I think, it's the sense of seeing things move and shift, and it's the next phase that I see that's coming in. So I'm telling you, keep your eye on San Diego, keep your eye on Colorado. So there's always has to be a first process that's happening, and I'm sure they're the most severe cases. But I think that's, and you're seeing a lot of fake ads, fake this, fake that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing in Telegram is connected to it. Nothing in Telegram is connected to it. The government doesn't do that. Right. So I'm sure you'll be contacted and told not to tell anybody where you're going and all that stuff. So they know how to get in contact with you. They know your conditions and all that stuff too. Okay. So, good to know. So with that, I feel, I don't like to bring up the subject because I want to be sure of the situation, but I feel this is getting into play, and I think tests are starting in this process to align that and how they're going to publicly announce that and present it to the public, because I think they know it's like a Black Friday after Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Everybody,
yeah.
Yeah. So they have to be careful on how they present that. And I did a drawing on the med beds, and like it's not as easy as people think it is. And what's funny is you see some of these ads, these fake ads, and they have stuff from like Star Wars out there, and this is a med
Yeah.
bed. I'm like, come on, really?
Yeah.
It just amazes me. I think she even used one for, was it, it looked like something was from Star Wars in the back where you put all the props in the back.
Oh, oh
Oh
yeah,
my
prop.
God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crazy. So don't think you have to pay any money at all.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody's telling you to pay money, they are full of shit.
Right.
Or, oh, here's another one. The crew. You got to pay for the crew and their time. I heard that one. That one too.
Really?
It wasn't even about the med beds. You got to pay for their time and it's all, you got to donate to them. Give me a break.
I would think if they're there, they're getting paid from someone.
Right.
You know.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So what's the next question?
Alrighty. Okay, we'll go to the next question. Let's see. Oh, someone's asking, there are blackmail photos of all these bad judges somewhere with question marks, a whole bunch of them.
Oh,
You think
they're all blackmailed. They
all
they
of
got
them?
them all.
Mm.
And that's why they're making stupid decisions. They're not going by the law whatsoever. But all it is the Illuminati tells them, this is what you do. This is the contract you made. I don't care what's legal and what's not. You're going to do this. And that's where they're getting hauled off in jail now.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing the beginning, but wait till you see a consistency of it happening all the time and all that stuff. And then the judge is going to be like waiting for that knock on the door because they know they're involved in it. And that is why you keep an eye on JAG and how many are going to have to be, what do you say, positioned in certain states properly because the military is in control.
Right. Well, this one isn't a question, but it's good. There was a huge trafficking arrest in Tampa, Florida. 122 littles were rescued. So they rescued
Well, that's good,
122
but I mean,
kids. So
yeah. But
we need more done. But yeah.
We need more.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, this is an interesting question. I guess in Australia, what will happen with the under 16s social media ban in December? Have you heard of that?
I've heard of that. They're trying to. You have to be 16, or they're banned.
With the under 16, so I guess 16. I guess if you're younger than 16, maybe it's just banned for the
But you have to look at the
younger ones.
influence that does, and I don't know. And I want you to think about there's the pros and the cons. We weren't raised on that. We were okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so
You
maybe
were.
it is saving those kids. And then when they're old enough to a certain level, I mean, plus, it's going to drive the parents nuts because guess what? They're going to have to interact with their children, and they're going to have to read
Mm-hmm.
books and be a parent, and heck, have
Mm-hmm.
a dinner once in a while and no phone. I mean, I'm just saying, hey, would this actually help parents be parents?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Right.
Because an iPad and a phone is the babysitter anymore. You send these younger generations you can't do anything about.
Right. Well, here's an interesting one. Should starseeds not use med beds?
No, I think it wouldn't affect them at all. It would help them, but I don't think there's two ways that especially with your already open energy anyway. But no, I feel they would be fine. I don't mind going in for a tune-up.
I wouldn't mind either.
Let me
Got
tell
plenty
you.
to take care of, but there are people worse than me. So hey, when it's my
But
turn, it's
you
my
know what I'm
turn.
saying? I don't think anybody would turn down a med bed because we can always find something we want to get to
Mm-hmm.
change or get tuned up or um
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, I think it'd be fine. Um so and that's the whole process with this now is um like I said, again, we're down to a point of just revealing. And so we're not in a point that we're threatened in any way or anything like that. I mean, um, you're seeing, again, these democratic cities, there's chaos in them, in the inner cities and stuff like that. It's going on because there's a struggle that they're, down to those last fine lines of these little areas of war of what the negative has a hold of, but it's going to come down.
Mm-hmm.
When that does, you know, come out wherever you are.
Right. I've noticed even maybe last year, um, doctors just all of a sudden they're just not in their practices anymore, and they never told their patients, so they just went into hiding, I guess,
Hmm.
or out of the
Mhm.
country. You know.
Well, they can't hide it on the ground anymore, where they were going to live,
Mm-hmm.
in their mansions underground and have their kingdom, and they were going to be the special people that were going to be saved. That's not happening. I hope to God we allow. You know what? You guys want to know where all the bums are going and everybody's disappearing? Underground. You know why? Nice palaces, nice. They can live like a king down to there. And I think, and everybody's saying they don't know where they're going. They're taking them in white buses and they're putting them underground. Guess what? They're living like kings because that's a
Mm-hmm.
perfect place for them to recoup and set up something and no one's knows about what's going on. And I thought about this for a long time ago. I bet they're taking them underground and uses the facilities to house the homeless because everybody's, why are they
Mm-hmm.
disappearing? And go, they're not, it's not a negative thing. That's what I
Right.
think is happening.
Okay. Great. That's good. Okay. Someone's asking, will Tina Peters survive her incarceration?
I don't know who the
No.
Tina
Okay.
Peters is.
I'm not sure either.
I don't
Is that
watch
the
the
one
news.
Trump? Is that the one that Trump might have mentioned somewhere? Save Tina or something. Let
Well,
us know, guys.
I think he's getting ready. Oh, if that's the one, he's getting ready to release her. I think so. Um,
Sandra says, "What will the doctors and nurses do?"
nothing. They're gonna have to go. They're gonna have to have a normal job like everybody else. But you know what? They signed on this.
Yeah.
This is the thing if you think about it, what they signed on to do. And you have to live with that for the rest of your life if you're not already going to jail for what you're doing already.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a new hell of dying and knowing what you did. I'm just saying, I don't know how they can
Mm-hmm.
live with themselves. It's like they said, your neighbor, you don't know. You don't know what they're involved in, if they're, taken away or whatever, what they're involved in. I don't care if it's banking, medical, loans, insurance. I mean, they're cleaning house on everything.
Yeah.
So many, investments, corporation. I mean, there's a ton. There's a ton. So I want to mention this because we're going to switch to finances a little bit here. So
Okay.
remember 3-4 years ago, when I told everybody to buy XRP and gold and silver. I'm getting the same information about copper. Because I do
Okay.
not think the plastic is the new future. And they kept saying copper, copper, copper. So I don't care if you have it in your garage. I don't care if you have it stalled somewhere. You want to keep that, store that. Buy it as it's cheap right now.
Okay, good to know.
We can go into some more questions.
Let's see. Okay. Yep. So Mathis is asking, all of his normie coworkers think he's nuts. We're right with you. Everyone thinks we're all nuts. It's okay.
We don't care though.
Yeah. When will something happen to support what us awakened people have been waiting for? Some type of proof to point to.
Well, it's already happening with the government. The collapse. You're seeing the end collapse of the so-called government of blue pill, red pill thing, because there's both sides of dirtiness on both, and there, as you can see, Trump is uniting nationwide with, and they call them peacekeepers, and building a new parliament in a different way, because when something is so corrupted, so dirty, so saturated, how can you trust it again? You can't. I wanted to ask you guys this question. It doesn't matter how much money is involved in a situation. Can you truly, after all of this, trust the government? You can't. It's governed.
Yeah.
And so it all has to start with a complete new system. A complete new system. To give light to it, so people can look at a new direction of things. They're not going backwards and picking. You see, anything with Congress doesn't work. It's just a game. It's just tit for tat. I mean, the whole situation, it's never going to change. So what they're showing you, it has to collapse. It has to. And that's what the golden age and the whole thing with that situation is, a new shift that's coming. And so what is the next sign is what you're going to be paying attention that's happening in the sky. That they can't cover up. They can't ignore it. What's happening? You got to be paying attention. But you also, one key, everything changes after the XRP goes straight up.
Mm-hmm.
It is not like after the XRP hits, that is your key to everything, is that XRP. And I've said that. The ringing in the bell is the XRP. That's the final straw, because everything after that is like a hurricane. Everything goes after that. Everything will go. So that is it. There's no coming back from that. The XRP hits, it's over. And that's all you got to look at and focus on and pay attention in the debt clock. No one wants to pay attention to the debt clock. The normies will not pay attention to the debt clock. They will not read anything on the debt clock. That is all your financials. It's telling what's going on, but they will not focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
They'd rather listen to CNN. Program.
Yeah.
I'm like, God.
Yeah, maybe Elon will buy CNN too. Put some real reporters in there. Lisa's asking, how are we supposed to trust someone coming to the door regarding Medbeds? How do we know to trust them? I don't think they're going to come to your door. They're going to come right to the door.
It's never going to come to your door. If you got a salesman selling a Medbed, you got a problem.
Right.
It's only $39.95. It's right here in my van. No one will ever see you again. No. I mean, I don't know if anybody can verify this in New York, but they're talking about there's just neighborhoods. There's no police division watching anything. They're not paying attention to small crimes or anything at all in the neighborhoods. I'm wondering if anybody in New York can verify that information that I've been getting out, that you're seeing on the media, that they're just robbing everybody, not doing a thing. Cops aren't doing anything.
Yeah, let us know. I know we have a few people here in New York and here. Someone else was mentioning they hear that New York is going to be destroyed. What about New Jersey?
Well, that's not what I showed on the prediction. I mean, New York was always going to be. New York was the example of everything because it's all confined in one space, and that's an example that everybody can see, and all the corruption that's deep seated there. I don't get Jersey is a suburb that you can see that can reach out to that. I would think that you're going to see people move quick when they want to get out of the city of New York of corruption. I really believe that Trump's trying to set New York as an example. That's the example. And well, I mean, look what he did to California. He made it sure it was the example on what's going on out there. And now New York's switching to be the example now on everything. Yeah. So, and then that's the whole thing. I'm just, those big shovels. That's the whole thing. You want to start looking in the whole situation with this, the shovels, those big truck shovels and all that stuff.
Right.
Something going on, and you're starting to see those trucks. You're starting to see the drones. You're starting to see a lot of things in the air. It's going to be a different deal.
Some New York saying Trump signed an executive order. Gold will go to 20 grand. Then he will pay off the debt of the country.
Wait till you see what silver does. Yeah, I mean, those are the things. It was all the metals and stuff like that. But here again, there's a lot of gold in the ground that we know in certain areas. And when that all surfaces too, I'm wondering what that's going to do. And there's different what's that going to do to affect us? All of that, the whole process of that, and that's a whole different situation that's coming, because there's different types of gold, that people need to look at, and when that, I call it the old original gold, and it looks like gold flakes and particles, in which I would say the Holy Land, which is deeply embedded under there. When that is surfaced, that's going to be interesting when they start to really show that. And then underneath the Vatican, which I saw this week, they're actually showing stuff. There was just all this stuff that's underneath there. And I'm like, keep digging, because there's a lot more that's hidden underneath there.
That's it. Okay. Thank you. Let's see what else we got. Well, going from finances to someone's asking, what is the future of Medicare in the U.S.? That's something to not worry about anymore.
Non-existence. That's
beds come in.
Non-existence. They're not going to need it in the way once the elders and the vets were kind of the first of everything, and that's where I see the Medbed process. They're going to switch to the elders in the severe conditions, as this is what I'm feeling. And I think that's what's going to happen in this process.
Good.
So Medicare is again, it's the welfare of
Mm-hmm.
the insurance that keeps you in the loop. It keeps you sick and never enough, and it costs too much. It's
Yep.
another process. And the way I don't want, this is to tell you, I don't want Social Security when I'm supposed to get it at that time. I don't. I'd rather go live in the mountains and live off nature rather than work or live in the system.
Right.
I would prefer that.
Yep. That sounds like a good way to live.
It is. You know what to expect from nature.
Yep. Okay. Oh, someone asked about the case. I don't know if they mean the Carolinas. Can they get
What
the U.S.
case?
Marshals involved in any of that stuff?
What case?
With the pedo dads and things like that down in North Carolina and the judges.
Judges are involved, just like Georgia. They're all involved. I mean, when they put the connection of the judges, I mean, it's just everything's bought and paid for in the court systems already. I mean, you can
Mm-hmm.
see that. I mean, honestly, they just need to they need to shut the whole system down because it's on
Mm-hmm.
corruption. It's feeding corruption, and it's just allowing the pedophiles to run loose. They don't care. I just don't think it's worth the risk to put another father that has molested the child and put her back in the situation again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the situation, the case I have in Georgia right now. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
mother there's no way she can win. She's done everything she's supposed to do, and there's no guarantee on this, but they keep protecting the pedophile that
Right.
has a record. And the child has said that the father has molested her. And the courts act like they don't hear it. And they don't care
Mm.
about the evidence. They don't care what the doctor has shown. Nothing.
Yeah, that's wrong. Definitely wrong. It's too bad. Hopefully they can they have to change it all over. It's like starting from scratch almost.
Yeah. This is what I'm gonna tell you guys right now. So I'm gonna talk about Alex Collier. Okay. So they have all these communities and stuff like that. And I'm just telling you, if you want to know what's going on with right now, I would keep your eye on Alex Collier. He's the one that's just so his basis of doing things, and he went through this road on his own, and he paid the price. And just the way he talks and communicates, you got to be paying attention to him right now because he's really has the insight of knowing what's really going on with outside our atmosphere right now. And don't get distracted
Mm-hmm.
by all these other people and what's going on. I'm just telling you. Of course, Sasha Stone's got some great shit. Um, but Alex Collier, just keep an eye on him right now on his information.
Hmm.
So I'm just going to say that right now.
Okay. Thank you. Here's another one. Can you tell us what did Trump mean when he said it's going to be the best Christmas ever?
So I believe okay. When you look at things that are given to us, okay, let's go to the fact of, everybody thinks it's money, right? But there's other gifts that he could give us. He could give us the IRS. He could say, it's done. That is the
Yeah.
biggest gift. If anybody disagrees with that gift, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, there's something wrong there. So that could be a great gift. Um, or I mean, like I said, the $2,000, that's not a gift. That's just to satisfy you. That's kick it down the can down the road. That's not going to do it.
Mhm.
That's just, I mean, Obama gave $1,000 to the family. It's just not going to do. It's not going to impact anybody. I'm sorry, $2,000 is not going to do it. So, so I think the money that he has, like the real money that has the gold back, like I was just like, you really want to impact people and what's going on. You really want. He needs to shift something big to show them he's serious. Okay,
Right.
so $2,000's not going to do it. You know, and he's very good at surprises and shifting things. So I think it's breaking down a corporation that devours us. Please let it be the IRS and
Mhm.
announces that, or it is a bigger sum of money that he's going to throw at you as a citizen. So that's what I think. Um, and it would be interesting, if it's in a couple days too, because everybody starts shopping for Christmas and everything. So I'm just saying, that's what I'm feeling. But yeah,
Okay.
that would cut the enslavement in a corporation that is actually not a part of the United States in the first place. It's just a big mafia. Um, and that's where the banks are residing with the mafia on that side of it too. So to cut all that up, those cords all together and sever the control of the banks and the IRS together, that would be the
Mhm.
best thing to do and zero it out. Or here we go, the debt. So that there's another fact. If you clear out the debt and he zeroes everything out, um, zeroes out the credit cards, the loans, the mortgages, everything, the debt, the Jubilee comes in. That would be another option. That would be the great option too.
Right.
So he has these several avenues that I think, but I don't think um, the $2,000 is anything significant. That
Yeah.
and people are like, "Oh, I'll just take that," and I understand that, but you deserve more,
Mhm.
and we need some more of an impact to get people to pay attention that he's serious about that. And this is what I say to the liberals: you can return to sender. You can return the money that
Right.
puts you in the Trump. Yeah, I guarantee you, no one's going to do that.
Mm-mm.
They're going to take the money and they're going to shut their mouths because they want that money. So return to sender. You hate Trump and you don't want it, fine, return to sender. But it's going to be quiet.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those three that
Okay.
would impact people.
Yeah,
So
Margie's also saying, she goes, Trump mentioned that insurance is a scam. Car, home,
yes.
owners, life insurance, health, it's all a scam. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's great how he's just throwing stuff out there and saying it as it is.
Well, I like
Mhm.
those. I really love just how he spotlights someone he's about ready to take down, or he shows who's boss, or that they have gave in to the massive. Yes, master. What I'm saying? And he just,
Yeah.
hey, here you go, Mr. New York, you badass. You're going to control everything, get everybody a free ride. Well, I don't think so. So, yeah, it's amazing.
Mm, okay. Thank you. see. Oh, Lynn's saying that Tina Peters was a grandma trying to wake up people in jail over speaking out. She had survived cancer 3 times and now is stage 4 once again. I guess
So she's in jail?
Yeah. They might have
Speaking
rearrested her or something. Yeah.
Wow.
For speaking up. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Will we see free energy soon?
Watch Texas. Watch what they're building down in Texas. And watch the launching pads that they have. You know, I'm wondering, this is the thing, because I drove through South Dakota and all the windmills stuff that they have down there. And I'm looking at this and I'm sensing, I'm like, I wonder what they're going to replace them with. Because you do have a wide area there that they could use a new type of technology that we know these windmills are not doing it because they wasted tons of money on that whole system and everything. So, I think there's going to be a lot of different stuff there. Instead of sitting back and letting patents just sit and rot, I think they're going to put it full force in the situation. But I also feel it's connected to water. I think a lot of technology that they're going to use water on a lot of things that they weren't able to do in the past. I mean, there's people out there that were fueling their cars using water, and of course those people disappeared, so because Big Brother didn't like that. So I mean, and I think there needs to be a podium for all these new inventions that need to be highlighted that makes the economy better. I mean, you go back to times of Atlantis and what happened then, and how and the Tartarians, and what I'm saying, we kind of need to go repeat time, look at the technology, but have it in a futuristic process. And then the travel process is trains. I think trains are going under the ocean. And if you go, when I lived in Japan for a long time, you want to talk about fast trains at that time. And I know recently, boy, they launched a new one, and it,
yeah.
whoa.
The one you really can't see moving.
I don't know if I would want to be on that wing at all, because I would just think the impact of how fast it goes. What does that do to your body? I don't know. I'd wonder who was the passenger on that. Just because of how fast it goes, it has to have some type of gravity process with it, because
I mean, it'd be like
that thing wrecks.
Oh, forget it.
Jeez.
Nobody's coming out of that.
No. They're going to shoot in the sky a couple miles. Who knows where it'd land? But yeah, I mean, they're known for the trains and all that stuff. And when I was living there, they were fast then, how fast they could travel to get to one place. But this is a whole nother level of trains,
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. So I think the floodgates of the invention should be, seen to the public, and they should be able to use the skills. Because I think like Elon Musk would even welcome that type of situation, because he loves the people that just with that raw insight and be able, their own capability to bring ideas to the forefront of things. That's why I said Texas, you got to keep an eye on Texas, on the higher technology, manufacturing, all this stuff. It's all there.
Folks say that it's a Tesla coil in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think everything's changing with that, facility. So that's why Spirit keeps saying launching pads. Look for launching pads, not in the way you're going to shoot a rocket up, And then let's go into, how we're actually going to fly, because we know that we're not, no one wants to do the Walmart flying anymore. Nobody. It's the quality of Walmart. It's bad. They don't care. So,
Mm-hmm.
and we've outgrown that whole system. So I actually believe you're going to see transportation in a drone uh, structure first, launching off very fast. And um, like I was talking to someone today about, traveling, and it's just like you're going a longer direction to get to something that's very close to you. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just the way they make money. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is it's all going to flip and change, because this should have been changed out 60, 70 years ago. I mean, if you look at planes, they haven't changed since your parents were
No,
around.
not really.
How they look,
Mm-hmm.
the windows, everything about them, it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Same. So I'm just saying that that's the one I'm anxious to see, how we're going to travel from city to city, and
Right.
but then you're already seeing evolution of transportation for cars and how that's going to change. You're seeing uh, what they put on their feet, and it lifts them up. I don't even know what they're called, but you're seeing them everywhere now.
Oh, like
And
those hover
yes,
shoes or something, or yeah.
yeah, but they're coming up with a higher step of technology on that too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's the advance. That another thing is the replicators that can form anything, bring anything in existence, and 3D printers. So that, I think that's part of the future too. It's like, if they can print some real food, that'd be great.
I don't know if that's
We all would
possible.
take that right now.
Okay.
Can we have some real food? That'd be
Real
nice.
food would be nice. Yeah, it would. Let's see. Linda's saying Trump is being rushed back to DC tonight.
Hmm.
I wonder why. Do we know why?
Hmm. Well, I've heard a lot of things, but am I feeling it?
Mm-hmm.
I think if it's anything, there's a gift that's coming, but I don't feel it's like anything that's going to affect the world wide. But I think there's some type of gift that's going to be given.
Okay. Thank you. Jeanette's asking, will they be using submarines still too?
I believe that there's already an advancement on that too. And I
Hmm.
believe the Navy has advancement on that already.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the actual curtain. Can you just show us all the higher technology you have, please? We all want to use it.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to
Right.
buy a house. I don't want to buy a new vehicle until all this stuff comes out, because I don't want to be standing going, all I had to do was wait 6 months. I could have got that. I could have bought this type of house. I think literally,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm telling you, I think the construction and the way houses are built are completely changing. I believe the manufacturing process of the higher technology and the advancement that it has in the homes, that they can just deliver a house, set it up. And you can see like Amazon and all these are just saying, here's a house, we'll set it up for you, and it's cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Because we know the construction side of things, it's a money milking process. They all make money off of. And let me tell you, the subcontractors that sign on to the government contracts that overbid 3 times over, and I've seen them, they're not taking the lower bids, they're taking the bigger contracts, because every year after year that they have to do contracts, and they ask for more budget. It's a big scam again, what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking commercial contractors that are with the government. And the government needs to basically, on that end of things, is restart, say, you know what, we're rebidding everything. They need to annihilate most of the contracts they have for a while and rebid. because it's a scam. I've seen it. And that's where you see these job sites that they have prevailing wage and they milk the situation out of the states, and the states are part of it too. That's another subject. You don't want to get me started.
We can say that for the next show.
So yeah, I mean, there's just everything isn't not bid out fairly because it leaves more room to grab more money, and you don't get the quality. But that's a Nancy Pelosi situation there.
Mm.
You know, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And you should see what they do to the school contracts for these education buildings or the schools that they do, and how the prevailing wage and how they milk the systems in the education and the contractors. I'm thinking, and I've been in construction, and I know when I'm looking at these people and they are not in a hurry to get things done, you know, the timelines to get jobs out, it's ridiculous.
It is. What they use is junk.
I know.
Nothing's.
Yes, it is junk. And the whole process of this, I mean, that's the whole thing about it. I mean, to look at what the government has to go through to flip everything in every one of these categories.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll tell you what's going on with the VA on that whole sense that I have a gal that works for him, and she's awake. She's like, I hate it. It's hell here. You know why? They're getting rid of a division. The decisions that they're making not making any sense, you know, because they sit on their ass. The ones that are up on the top of the chairman of the VA sit on their ass. They don't do anything for the vets. They're trying to implement new programs, and there's such red tape. It's like a delay. It's almost like they want them sick. They don't want them cured on anything, and they delay everything. Just want everybody to trim the fat as much as they can, and they're just slowly doing everything. And the VA needs to be gutted from the bottom up because they're wasting money deliberately on purpose. She's frustrated. I know, you just can't. Wondering when this is going to end and when they're going to start getting rid of people. You know, we need to do that portion of the VA and say, well, let's get it sized down to 25% because those are the ones that are actually efficient in doing their job. Yeah. The other 75% are not even doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you, they ain't got no med beds and no VA yet. JP. Power Ranger.
Right.
Still hasn't told me his rank or his rate or anything. I don't believe that one. I smell bullshit. So.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
It's all good.
Right. So,
we are at 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to do another show tomorrow. Get half what we were wanting to do. But I am again, and I think you could. I don't know if you could put it in here, but the radio show that I'm doing, that I'm launching, we could probably put the link in here. We're talking about the other subjects that I am involved in and stuff like that. And it's just different when we're on the radio show. When we go into the spirituality of stuff, that's going to be launching our first show and all that stuff too. So that's where I started, was radio on a lot of the stuff. And I just like it because the information you're focused on, presenting the information, but it just feels different on the radio than it does on YouTube. A little different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to take away from this on anything. It's just a different platform that I'm want and feel the desire to set this up in the process that we're going and the way the government's going and changing in that format and launching the councils that are coming in.
Okay, I'm putting that in there. Folks can go check out Podbean for now. So we're going to start it. It's in the chat.
Yes, it is. So this is what I'm going to do since we don't have time for a reading tonight. I'm going to give away 2 30-minute ones. So we're going to do the numbers again. But let me think for a second. From 1 to 35.
Okay. So if you're interested in winning one of 2 30-minute free readings with Jenny, which is not going to be on here tonight, she'll get you information and you'll have a private reading, a full 30-minute. Number from 1 to 35.
Ooh, Mary M. got it already.
Let's see.
14. You need to get her contact information. Well, I'll set another number. She got it quick.
Okay.
That was quick.
Yes, it was.
Okay. Now let's go from 10 to 40.
Okay, guys, 10 to 40. Let's give Brody a minute.
Okay. 30. It was 36. Look who got it.
Okay, let's see. Who got it?
The famous and the only.
Wait a minute. Who got it?
Our number one fan.
Really?
Yep.
Buck got it.
Lucky! Yep.
Okay, Buck.
They just get their information and then I'll do that.
We'll have them. I'm going to have them email you.
Yes.
That's probably the best.
And then if anybody's interested in any of my other services, you know how to get onto
the
website and go look at that. And you should look at some of the merchandise because some of the shirts are pretty funny. And the underwear and the cups, it has all the quotes on there that people wanted.
They did. Lots of stuff on there. Put that in there too.
Okay, so I think tomorrow, because I had other plans to do stuff this week and that got rearranged. So let's do another show tomorrow on YouTube to continue this one because we didn't get to half the stuff I wanted to get to.
Okay. Post that in the community page so folks will have it. We'll be back tomorrow night, guys.
Okay, let's do the bell.
Okay, you ready for the bell? Okay.
You got a new bell. You can stitch your bell.
I did. I have a new bell, but it's an old bell.
It's an old
not
bell.
A brand new bell. Yes, you gotta get the old one. Yeah, I will.
She got it in North Dakota.
Yes, I did. All right, guys, I'm going to take a minute to quiet the chat and ring the bell for the children. I always feel them come in when we do that. Whew.
Yeah. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow night. Take care. Stay in the light. Good night.
Good night, guys.